let's have another discussion about hospice care wives. It is a phrase that I coined many years ago when I told you all I got in my 40s, and a lot of us single women who were successful, doctors, lawyers, flight attendants, news anchors, CEOs of companies, they were my girlfriends. And when we got around 42, 43, my girlfriends all started just getting married in droves. And these were friends that had been wanting to be married since we were in our 20s. And suddenly they started meeting these men, and they would run down the aisle and get married to them. And then a week later in some cases, and sometimes a month later, these men would be on kidney dialysis, they'd be having heart attacks, strokes, brain aneurysms, and many of them passed away. So that's why I coined the phrase, because I realized that these men were using my friends and they were marrying them to live in their homes because they were about to lose theirs. They were marrying my friends to help them with their child support because they had child support arrears and they were about to go to prison for not paying them, and they knew my friends could pay it. Some of them, as I said, they didn't have homes, but a whole lot of them were sick. A whole lot of them were sick, and they didn't have medical benefits, or they knew they were sick and going to have to take off work for an extended period of time. And so then they ran and married my friends, and then my friends end up working like dogs trying to take care of them. And some of my friends, these men are gone, and they have more than $1 million worth of medical bills and just bills surrounding all of that. So I wanted to talk to you guys today because I've had a number of people to hit me up in my DMs. Enough people, I should say, that I wanted to say something. When I made that video a few months ago, I considered it a public service announcement. I was heading out the door to go see my best friend, a white woman who had been single like me. We had been flight attendants, news anchors, traveled the world together, and she decided that she wanted to get married. And so she got on social media and just narrowed it down to certain, because she only dates white men, and then she married one, and they're just living a great life. He is had no kids, doesn't want any children, and she met someone that she was compatible with. He had money, she had money, and they're living a great life. And I just thought how happy I was for her. And then that same day, I heard from one of my black girlfriends, and her man had just dropped dead. They hadn't been married a long time at all, and it turns out that he was sick when they got married. And a lot of these men know that they're sick. They know that they can't urinate. They know they have ED. They know that their heart is skipping a beat, but they're looking for someone to take care of them. I've even had some of these men that will quit their jobs and not work the whole time that they're married to my girlfriends. And when my girlfriends finally put them out, or when they get on their feet, they immediately go and get a job, right? So it's the reason I'm talking about this is because a number of people have come into my DMs upset, saying that I put out what I consider a public service announcement, and that other people have taken the message and ran with it. And I want you all to know that in many of those cases, I have called those young sisters on the phone and asked them to put this on their platform, because women that are my age, that are late 40s and older, many of my friends, they've already been they've already been hospice care wives. They're coming out of it, or they're caught up in it and trying to get out of it. I can't be the poster child for hospice care wives because fortunately I've not been one, praise God, and I do not plan to be one. Heavenly Mother, thank you. So therefore, I just wanted to get the information out. And the women that are about a generation younger than me, those that are in their 40s, there's some young ladies in their 30s, I talked to them on the phone and asked them, put this message out so that younger women can hear about this. Because see, what you all have on your side is that in my generation, we didn't have social media like this. So whenever I had an older black woman to tell me something in life, like, be careful those men, they'll try to use you for your money and try to live in your house. That's one grandmother telling me that, or one aunt telling me that. But what you all can do now is see stories from all over the world. And that's what I love about Bourbon Bougie 1980, is that she tells your stories. I've talked to her on the phone several times, FaceTimed her. I know her children and everything. And I love her positivity, and I love how she is factual and gets the message out. And so I asked her, put this message out to women that listen to you, because they're the ones that are being targeted right now. And I just feel so blessed, because I feel like that I, and others who put this message out have actually saved the livelihood and the lives of some sisters by putting it out. Because I see on her page daily where women have come in and said, oh my gosh, I met this guy. He was loved by me. We were engaged. And then I looked into it and realized that he's got cancer, or he has AIDS, or he has HIV. I'm telling you, like, there are men that will have AIDS and that will marry you, young, beautiful black woman, and try to give it to you so y'all can die together. There was a book written about that a few years ago by a landmark of me. That they will give you a disease just so that you, because they hate you. I mean, I hate to say it like that. They don't care about you. They don't value you. They believe that women are to be used. They love their mothers, their sisters, and their daughters, but they don't care about you. You're not their blood. You're not their daughter. And so they see you as a lick, someone that they can use. And so when people come to me and they're like, okay, you know, she's just running with this message and you coined the phrase. I coined the phrase, but the idea is to save lives. If I'm talking about it, first of all, I don't have firsthand experience with it because fortunately I was able to step back. And when I started getting all of those proposals after a guy meets you and 6 months later he's wanting to marry you, or 6 weeks later wanting to move in with you, or wanting you to move in with him, you know, I was a little bit skeptical on that. So I didn't get caught up in it. So the idea was a public service announcement. Share the message, get the word out there. Yes, do not become a hospice care wife.